What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video here on the channel. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over Jasmy because things have just went absolutely haywire, and it just made a beautiful move that you need to be aware of. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now, guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade some Jasmy on up to 50x leverage without needing the KYC, meaning you don't need to give them any of your personal information, and without needing to use a VPN, you can use my Margex link down in the description below, and if you do, you're going to get up to $10,000 in bonuses and rewards when you sign up with my link down there. So make sure that you go check that out. Take advantage of that. That's absolutely amazing, and it's very easy. So go check out that Margex link down below. But what did Jasmy just do? Jasmy just made the move that we've been talking about for a while now. What you can see here is that based off of the previous points of resistance, being this one and being this one, Jasmy has now successfully broken out of the downtrend in which it had been in, or the downward trending structure, right? Because it's technically still in a downtrend, but it's broken out of this structure that has been in ever since June, friggin' June of 2024, which is absolutely nuts. There's so many months of being in this thing. Now, what we can see here is that Jasmy was really building up, trying to make that move, and it just gave us one hard push just now over the last 8 to 12 hours, giving us the breakout above this level. Now, what's next? I know that's what most of you are thinking. What's next? Now that we've broken out of this level, what is next? Well, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to bask in the glory a little bit, right? You guys know that whenever Jasmy's price overextended to the bottom side of this thing the last time and consolidated below this 50% threshold last time, we were here buying. We did some buying here on this channel and on the second channel, which you can check out down below. And so now we are up anywhere from 40 to 50% on those most recent ones. And then off of this purchase down here, well, it was a little bit higher than the bottom. It was like right there-ish roughly. We are now up, somewhere around 43, 44%. So massive, massive, massive congratulations to all of you who bought there. But again, that's you can only bask in it for so long. So the question then becomes again, what happens next? Well, there's a couple different things that I would go ahead and say at this given point, okay? But the primary thing that I want you to understand and to know is that things are probably going to get a little bit weird now, okay? Things are probably going to get a little bit weird now. You may say, Tyler, well, what does that mean? Well, oftentimes, okay, in these moments in which we actually get these breakouts of these downward sloping channels, most people think, oh, well, great, we broke out of the channel, now we're just going to go absolutely straight up. And no, that's not usually what happens, okay? What you have to understand is that oftentimes it took a lot of energy to get above this thing. It took a lot of power. It took a lot of will for Jasmy to be able to break out of this channel. And the reason you know that is because it's tried it before and it's failed. So it's tried very hard, and it almost had to go parabolic to some degree, right? Literally almost straight up for it to be able to get out of this. And oftentimes what happens is you'll get signs that the momentum is struggling a little bit. Now, what we can do is we can look at the 4-hour chart and identify that. What you can see is that if we look at our RSI, okay, on the 4-hour charts, you can see we've set in a high, and now we've clearly set a higher high here. But in that same time frame on the RSI, we set that high and we set a lower high. And you'll notice that there's a difference there, and that's due to the fact that momentum is slowing down, it's losing strength. Remember, the relative strength index. It's a losing strength as its price is climbing higher. And oftentimes the way you can think about this is that if you had a ball and you just threw that ball in the air, it would go straight up for a while. And although it's still going up, at some point it's going to start to peak. And what it's going to look like is it's kind of rounding off a little bit. So it's still going up technically, but it's losing power. It's losing momentum. And oftentimes that's what you're going to see in a situation like this, is that it took a lot of power to get out of this thing. And once it finally does, it'll start to kind of calm down a little bit. Now, it doesn't have to be here, right? It could be a little bit higher. It could go up to 0.073 or 0.072, whatever. It could do all of those things, but at some given point, it's 0.027, 0.023. But it could do all of those things. But at the end of the day, oftentimes you will see a back test needed. Oftentimes you will see a cool down needed. And so since we have gotten this move, from a grand scheme of things, I do believe it is now a great time to be purchasing, right? I do think that the door of opportunity to the upside is now open. But I would encourage people to be calm, slow, and rational right now, because it's very possible that in the short term, Jasmy starts to pull back a little bit or consolidates a little bit. It doesn't mean that it's going to do this. It very well might do something like this for a little bit before trying to make that move to the upside. But the beautiful part is that now there isn't this big ass point of resistance sitting directly above us that's going to stop us anytime we try to move upwards. We have the door of opportunity open. It just might take a little while for us to walk through it. It might take a little while for Jasmy to make that move up there. And so because of that, although I am now going to be doing some buying and I am going to be dollar cost averaging into Jasmy because this door is open, I'm not doing it in big chunks. I'm doing it very slowly, very calmly, very cautiously, because I am aware that that ball might start to lose some momentum and then try to find a base and then try to continue later on, especially when the rest of the market does match this energy. And so with that in mind, I just wanted to let you know that, look, Jasmy made a beautiful move. It broke out of the channel, something we've been waiting months to happen. And I am going to be doing buying because, again, the opportunity is now wide open. But you got to go slow and you got to move cautiously because there is still an opportunity for this to be a little bit boring and ugly for a few weeks while it does regain the strength that it used to break out of the structure, if that makes sense. So, of course, I hope you guys do enjoy these quick, straight to the point updates. And don't forget, if you do want to trade some Jasmy yourself, you can use that Margex link down in the description below if you do want up to $10,000 in bonuses. But of course, I hope you guys did enjoy. I have videos going out today about ICP, Solana, this, Bitcoin, and much more. Check those out. Check out the second channel down below if you want some fundamental analysis. And I cannot wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.